All right, guys, I got to share a thought this morning that's driving me crazy, and that is the psychology behind eating these days, and it's getting crazy. And so I wanted to make sure that we're being super, super clear on our end that we talk about clean food and we talk about clean food all day long, but we are not encouraging people to swing like monkeys on a tree and go from one extreme to another extreme. When we talk about eating real food, we're talking about how ultra-processed food isn't food. It's not food, and we're learning to identify what counts as an ultra-processed food. Those things aren't food, and they are hurting people. They are actually hurting people, killing people. You need to stop eating that stuff. That's what's called an extreme. The other extreme is looking for food that's so perfect, no human being on this planet can possibly produce it. And now we're seeing videos, and I'm getting phone calls and messages from people who are bragging about their diets or asking me for like complete and utter perfection. And it's like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of myself as a little kid in school, turning in a test and getting straight A's or getting 100% on your test, like for your, but now it's like for your diet. And it's like, you guys, that's not a thing. It's just not a thing. We are not going for something that doesn't even exist called perfection. And the thing that's making me most nervous about it, and by the way, I'm putting myself in the category with all the other humans because psychology applies to me and everyone else too, is the fact that I think this is the psychology that got everyone into the processed food mess in the first place. And that is when someone comes along and says, you should do this, we have this thing that's better, and it turns into this bandwagon everyone jumps on. And then you find out 50 years later, oh, well, that was a bad idea. That was all rigged, or it was just simply a bad idea. So we're really not promoting that. And I am not promoting that. And if anything, I'm promoting taking a deep breath and using common sense and refusing to get on any bandwagon. Those are dangerous. Fads are dangerous. They are what got us into this mess in the first place. We're not trying to eliminate food groups. We're not trying to say one kind of food is bad and another one is good. We're not trying even to get so crazy that we want to know every single thing that went in the cow's mouth before I butchered it, before we can eat it. No, guys, that stuff drives people nuts. What is actually making people sick is this kind of stuff that's messing with their heads, but then it's truly chemicals, and you don't have to eat those, all right? And it's also possible to get food that's made that way in America and support American food producers and the American economy. You do not have to import it from somewhere else. So that's my message today, man. When you're like listening to someone on Instagram or Facebook who's telling you that you have to eat a food within a certain amount of hours, or it's not good enough, or you have to have flour for sourdough that doesn't even have barley in it, or you how many hours did the bread rise? This is going off into the weeds. I am so attracted to the weeds as well. I think as human beings, we just love shiny objects, and something as simple as that could seem to solve all our problems. Problem is, they just take you down all these little rabbit holes, and it's more like Alice in Wonderland, where you're in this really freaky, scary story off on a tangent that did not help you in the end. So the message is, eat clean, eat real food. That means not ultra-processed. So if you're confused about what those foods are, or you don't even know about this yet, that's where you want to concentrate. What's an ultra-processed food? What chemicals are we talking about? Stop eating those. Stop worrying so much about if your cow ate corn, because I'm telling you, that matters almost not at all compared to the fact that you might still be consuming some actually carcinogenic products or things that are causing you to never be full or satisfied and are driving you towards becoming diabetic. So that's the focus. I wanted to make sure we're clear. And to help everybody also just take a deep breath, because seriously, the more time you spend on social media, the more bananas you're gonna go as you hear all these people's new, latest, and greatest ideas. Got us into this mess in the first place. Don't fall for it. We're staying away from the fads. We're staying away from the extremes. We're staying away from the extremes. You have permission to do that.